All right, I guess we're live, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, who dropped the ball on that? We
I think that was me.
Intro. What do I pay you for? Why did I hire you?
Well, you know, the intern Kyle was supposed to do that, and he kind of dropped the ball on it.
Nobody gave me anything, and you don't pay me, so I'd like to see you throw that insult my way.
You're Sherman Tank. I don't know who the hell you're talking about.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Beyond the Curtain, the WPW vodcast. I'm Shane Jones. We have Jason Halbert and Sherman Tank joining me.
I'll do my own introduction to Jabroni, the voice of WPW, the greatest CEO in WPW history, and not only your boss, but also Sherman Tank's boss still, because I'm executive director of this podcast. So if you don't like it, go away.
You know, I remember, you know what? No, we'll get into that later. That's fine. I want to sing to you, Albert. I want to, but I won't. Thank you for the beautiful introduction, Mr. Jones.
All right, guys. So this is our first broadcast, so I'm sure things are going to go absolutely smoothly.
They always do.
But
right?
We just wanted to let everybody know you can watch us on 3 platforms. You can watch us on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, or on our Twitch channel. We have our guest tonight will be the one and only Curtis Payne. And I'm curious to hear some of your guys' opinions on some things that happened at our last event, Slamfest.
Do you want to be a little bit more specific there? Or do you just want us to talk? Or I mean, what are you going for here, Mr. Journalistic?
Not you. I don't want to hear you talk for an hour, for the love of God, Halbert.
No, those are just some things we're going to get to tonight. So a little bit of clerical stuff here. We just wanted to let everybody know that WPW is a proud member of the Allied Independent Wrestling Federations. It's one of the largest allegiances of independent wrestling federations in the world, stretching over 100 different federations in 23 different countries. And we are absolutely proud to be a part of that. If you would like to get a hold of us and get your brand advertised by us, feel free to get a hold of us and let us know. We'd love to advertise you here for us. All right. Speaking of Slamfest, we had a few things that happened that show. First and foremost, we had a few title changes.
Yes, we did.
Let's start with the tag titles. It was supposed to this was supposed to have been resolved a long time ago. The tag titles were supposed to have been resolved in a tournament in honor of our former sound engineer, Adrian Masters. Unfortunately, with the break that had to be taken because of COVID, that tournament had to be scrapped, and the board of directors put together a tag title match between the former champions, the FAM, and a new tag team, the Violators, which is Ivan and Savage.
That was whose idea was it to put them together and put them out there?
Yours truly, of course.
Now, Jason, do you have some sort of connection to that tag team?
You mean my clients, the Violators?
Yes.
Yeah, obviously I just answered your question, you moron. I said my clients. Therefore, I am their manager, which once again puts me in managerial spot of World Tag Team Champions yet again.
Isn't that like a conflict of interest?
Why is it a conflict of interest?
The CEO books his clients into a world title match.
Oh, the board was okay with it. I just pitched the idea. They were like, hey, that's cool.
I guess so.
I mean, they may not have
seems
known
like as CEO, Jason Albert managed to push his weight around quite a bit, which brings us to another match that happened at Slamfest. It was a match between the CEO, Jason Halbert, and one Xavier Frost.
We don't need to talk about this. We can just skip this.
Oh, but this was a special match. It was a you're fired match where the loser was fired from their position. And Halbert, who won that match?
What? I can't hear you. I got
who won that match?
I got some technical issues going on. I'm sure.
Well,
I'm not sure.
when it came to your job at WPW, I do believe Xavier Frost won that match, and you were fired.
That's
a wrestler beats a guy that's not a wrestler. Shocker there. Who would have ever thought that?
Well, you're the one that made the no DQ stipulation. You're the one that brought in both of the Violators and Gideon Morbid and Dale Winchester to try to interfere on your behalf.
Yeah.
I mean, it was no disqualification, so I could do whatever the hell I want.
Except it got you nowhere.
I mean,
you still lost. I know because I counted the 3.
The match never should have happened. I agree with Dale in the chat. The match never should have happened.
I mean, you did kind of put yourself in that scenario. Like, with the way you've acted, it doesn't surprise me that it came to that.
With the way I acted, I did what was best for this company. And you know what? Even though I may not be CEO, I still positioned myself very well in the company. I'm still here, aren't I? I'm executive director of this show. I'm still going to be play-by-play, the true voice of WPW, so I'm still there. If you guys only thought I had the one contract, the CEO contract, and then the performer contract, wake up, buddy. I'm not dumb like you.
You know.
And I've got some other things going on that I'm not ready to announce yet either.
Oh, that is probably the scariest thing I've heard all day.
All right, guys, we can see your comments live. So if you're watching the show with us and you want to pipe in and give us your comments, make sure you give StreamYard the permission to send us your comments, and we'd be glad to share what you guys have to say. So,
hey, John, feelings mutual, buddy. Feelings mutual.
John had some not so nice things to say about Jason Halbert.
I second that comment, John. I'm just saying, I can't say that because we're family friendly, but I appreciate the sentiment from him.
All right, we had another tag title change. We were supposed to have a WPW US title match.
Another title change, not another tag title change.
Oh, well,
pardon
me. We were supposed to have a U.S. title match with Hollis Giroux taking on Jose El Magnifico. Unfortunately, the champion could not be there. There were some medical issues. He could not get clearance to wrestle. So walk me through that thought process of what you had to do that show.
Well, I mean, we're leading up to the showtime. And, I mean, I'd gotten okay from just about everyone on the roster except for Hollis. So I'm like, hey, calling him. I'm on the phone with him, talking to him, trying to figure out what's going on. Basically, we didn't get clearance from the doctors to allow him to compete. So because we've had, an 8-month break, I'm like, you know what? All titles are going to be on the line. So if you can't be here, sorry, buddy, but we're going to have to strip you of the title. I mean, we've been more than accommodating for everyone during this break. I mean, hell, I paid everyone still while we were on break. So, there's got to be some give and take. I gave you money. I'm going to take back the title now, too. So, what I was going to do, number one contender was Jose El Magnifico. Hey, buddy, you know what? You showed up. You're here all the time. You're a so-so competitor. I'm just going to give you the title because I really don't want to see you wrestle because I really don't like you that much.
But El Magnifico is a wrestler. He doesn't want to just be handed a championship. He wants to earn a championship. So he demanded that you give him a match. Yeah,
and apparently we had someone that was chomping at the bit that wanted a shot at the United States Championship, and that was none other than Gideon Morbid.
Former WPW champion Gideon Morbid.
Yeah, and he looks... I'm not going to say crazier because, he
I don't know that that's
always
possible.
Looks crazy.
Just depends which Morbid you're talking to.
Yeah, that too. But he looked more focused. If Gideon Morbid and the word focused can be in the same sentence.
He definitely looked a lot more aggressive out there. He looked like he's really wanted to win that match. Like he's really put some time in. Maybe trained. I don't know how
maybe got medications corrected finally.
Very, very possible.
Maybe the right personality's talking to him. I don't know.
How many does he have?
4 that I know I've spoken to.
Are they all under contract?
Possibly.
Oh, okay.
Just the one. But they don't know.
Multiple contracts are Halbert's specialty there. So
obviously.
I mean, every personality has signed a contract, but I mean, really, half of those got thrown away anyway because they were just BS contracts. Kind of the same one you signed. Both of you guys signed.
I mean, I got paid, so I'm not going to complain.
All right. We also had the WPW title on the line in a major four-way match. We had the champion Johnny Rocco, another Silver Mountain Mafia member. If the Silver Mountain Mafia is even together still, that's kind of up in the air. But you had Sid Holland in that match, representing PYT. You had Playboy Double H and Reed Rain.
Yeah, I don't know if the Silver Mountain Mafia is a thing anymore, because really, out of all the members of the Silver Mountain Mafia, all 500 of them, really the only one that was there representing the true Silver Mountain Mafia was Johnny Rocco. Sid Holland was kind of on his own, and I think there was some bad blood between the two of them from over the summer.
Yeah, it sounds like we were on break. Sid Holland got a little tired of waiting for his title shot. There was speculation that, in fact, he came right out and said he's the one that attacked Johnny Rocco at his home, in his home gym, trying to send a message, and that he was going to deliver that message at that match.
Well, I know that Johnny Rocco was blowing up my phone trying to get just a one-on-one match between him and Sid Holland there, because he wanted payback. I mean, he didn't care what other options were out on the table. I mean, he wanted revenge on Sid Holland. Now, being the fair CEO that I was, and the greatest CEO in the history of this company, I went ahead and, you know what, you'll have your match. That's fine. You'll be able to get some revenge on him. But I'm gonna put my buddies with PYT in the match too, because, you know, Playboy Double H, I mean, he got screwed out of the title to begin with. He never truly got his rematch. So I'm going to put him in that match. And because he and I were talking and, you know, we were buddies, I put Reed Rain in there too, because, you know what, I like the guy.
Another PYT member. So you put two
course,
PYT members. So essentially, you put three people gunning for Johnny Rocco's title up against him.
I mean, you know what? If Sid Holland wasn't an idiot, it would have been PYT against the Silver Mountain Mafia. But instead, Sid Holland is an idiot and can't wait until, you know, we can put a show together because we have a pandemic going on. So no, he decides to sneak attack his buddy Johnny Rocco. So
can you backpedal here just a little bit, Halbert? Because let's be honest, Holland was in line for that title match all on his own. So I don't know. The pieces were there. Why feel the need to include PYT? I mean, they're just because they're your friends.
Wait, hold on, let me check. Because I was the boss and I said so. That's why.
Because you were. See, at least you know you were.
It's funny that you think I'm not going to have any pull around here. Still, just wait, buddy.
So the question here is, who did you want to see win that match? Who were you trying to see the belt go to?
I mean, as long as they were wearing a PYT shirt, it was a win-win for the company.
Oh, come on. Let's face it. The deck was stacked so that Playboy Double H could get the title back.
100%.
You know, it is unlike, you know, people like Johnny Rocco, unlike people like Sid Holland, and let's see, El Magnifico and Xavier Frost, those idiots. PYT actually, you know, they sell tickets. They put butts in the seat. Last I checked, we didn't do this for fun. We didn't do this to, you know, just say, hey, whenever come out and, you know, not watch our show. We do this to make money. I did this to make money. And why? Because PYT equals money. They equal ratings. And last I checked, when I was looking at the crowd, there were a lot more people wearing pink and black than there were anyone else.
There was a fan in the stands with a Virgil Holmes outfit on.
That is fair.
Which was fantastic, by the way.
So,
I mean, am I wrong? Am I wrong in saying that PYT? I mean, people come there to either cheer him, which, hey, I love those people, or to boo him, and those are the idiots from Collinsville that, you know, come out to every show because they don't know good taste. I mean, let's face it, they're from Collinsville.
So just because they draw money, as you say,
make money,
unlike
you,
I'm the referee. I'm just supposed to be here and be impartial. However, I do have a bone to pick with you most of the time. But if that's the case, if that's all you were doing, why not leave Sid and Johnny, or why not leave Sid out of the match completely? Obviously, you felt there was some form of
Really, I just wanted to see those two idiots destroy each other, and let PYT pick up the scraps and take care of the match at the end.
Wouldn't it just made more sense to let them fight it out? And because we know Johnny would have probably taken his pound of flesh away from Sid, so wouldn't that have just made more sense to let them go at it?
Well, I think here's the thing. I think he definitely wanted to put the belt back on Playboy Double H, and I think Reed Rain was put in the match as an insurance policy to try to get the belt back on Playboy. But there was a problem there, wasn't there? Because who ended up winning the match? Who is the current WPW champion?
You know what? Reed Rain pulled out the win, and congratulations to him, because that man deserves it. That man, he may not be the leader of PYT, but you know what? As second in command of PYT, that man truly and totally deserved it. He's one of the greatest members to ever wear a PYT shirt.
No doubt, Reed Rain is a fantastic athlete. He is a fantastic wrestler and a well-deserving WPW champion. But are you telling me that there's not the slightest bit of tension going on with PYT right now? That Playboy Double H isn't bothered in the least that he doesn't have that title around his waist?
Are you stupid? Are you trying to stir it up? Because absolutely not. You know what? When that show ended, we went and we celebrated. We celebrated and we painted the town as best we could during a pandemic. Because you know what? That's what we do. Successful people like myself, when we win, we have a good time. It doesn't matter if, Reed Rain walked out there as the champion. Last I checked, it still went to PYT. That's what's important.
That's not completely accurate, because I saw Playboy's face when I raised Reed Rain's hand, and you could see the wheels turning. He wasn't happy. Maybe he wasn't as angry as he might have been had Sid Holland won or had Rocco retained, but he wasn't happy. Playboy
did
intended.
You not see the celebration that happened 30 seconds later after, hey, it was all a ruse, we don't care?
My question is what's next for Playboy? Is there going to be a demand coming up for a PYT versus PYT match? Because I just don't see Playboy Double H letting this go without trying to get that belt back. PYT is his group. It's there to be in support of him. So yes. I don't see him being happy for Reed Rain for very long.
PYT is not just all about Playboy Double H. It's about talent. It's about the future of the company. It's about the president of the company. It's about the business. And you know what? With PYT being on top, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's Reed Rain or if it's Playboy Double H. As long as the belt is back with PYT, that's all that really matters.
That's what matters to you. But let's be honest. I have to agree with Mr. Jones. I don't see Playboy holding on to that for very long.
Well, there was a lot that went on at Slamfest that we've covered and a lot that we haven't covered. If you want to watch Slamfest, the first part of the show is available to watch on our Patreon page. Okay, if you go to patreon.com/WPW for a very low membership rate, you can become a WPW patron, and it's the only place that you can go to watch those recorded episodes and see what happened backstage. Some other things that people didn't see happened backstage after the show and even during the show that got caught on tape. And the only place you can see that is at patreon.com/WPW. Now, we just got done talking about the new champion Reed Rain and PYT. Notice there was a member of PYT that we haven't talked about yet. And that would be our current guest, formerly known as Hot Chocolate, former WPW champion. He is the one and only Curtis Payne. Welcome to the show, Curtis.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Oh, good. How you doing, Curtis?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
All right. So let me ask you a few questions before we get into some of the most current ongoings with you and PYT and Playboy and some of those things. Let's just talk about you for a second. Tell me, obviously you became a pro wrestler because you loved wrestling. What was it about wrestling that drew you in? What was it that you loved about wrestling?
What I loved about wrestling was that my story is maybe a little different, a little the same than everybody else's. Mine was, my parents would sometimes have to work weekends. And so I was a little bit too young at being at 5 years old to be, being home by myself, and my brothers were too responsible to watch me. So the compromise was they would take me over to my grandma's, and so on the weekends my grandma's would watch me at times. So particularly on Saturday night, she'd be watching wrestling. So that's where it started. I'd watch wrestling with her. I got addicted to it. Started seeing guys with different personalities. Started seeing the Hulk Hogan's, the Ultimate Warriors, the Junkyard Dogs, the Von Erichs. Just you name them all. She watched them all. So that's what got me hooked into it. So I was watching wrestling with grandma, and then was going home and jumping off my couch and doing like an elbow splash like Shawn Michaels.
Awesome. So tell me, how did you get into wrestling? How did you become a professional wrestler?
It started with, I was 18 years old, and not 18 years old thinking about it, but then it got around until I was about 20, and I was like, okay, you know what? I want to do this. So I did what some other guys do. I looked in a local newspaper ad to see if there was any wrestling shows. Lucky enough, I found a flyer in a local newspaper, and there was a show going on in Winston at the time with a company called MPW, which some people may know as Midwest Powerhouse Wrestling. I went with a buddy to a show. After the show was over, I asked, like, hey, who would I talk to about training? That's where I met the Searcher. And he said, hey, you want to learn how to wrestle? Come here next weekend, and we'll get started. I was like, all right, I'll be here next weekend.
All right. So what was your training like?
In the start, I was a little unsure of myself. So I was there for like maybe a week or two, and then I'd leave, and I kind of question myself, go back and train a little bit more, and then I'd leave again. And so one day I was like, you know what, I need to stick with it, and because I'm gonna ask, I don't want to ask myself why. So by that time, the training center in Winslow had closed, and I'd called Searcher. I was like, hey, Searcher, I know I've been in and out, back and forth, but I really want to do this. I really want to learn to be a professional wrestler. What can I do? I will do anything you want. What can you do to train me? And he said, here goes my address. Come by my house. Be ready to go. And we started training in his backyard on thin blue mats. And then we eventually got another training center that led to being in the ring. And the story goes on from there. And this where we are. Here we are today.
All right. So you're training to become a wrestler, and the time comes. Walk us through your first match.
Okay. Well, at this time, I was with a tag team partner named Agent U, as people here may know as Uriah. We started off the tag team as the agency. And our first match was against the Phoenix Brothers. And I wish I could tell you a lot about the first match, but I do not remember a good 90% of it because I was that nervous. I was backstage. Feel like I was about to get sick. I get out there, and I remember walking out for the entrance. After the bell rings, complete blur. And I remembered after the match was like, because like Searcher kind of hyped us up, like you guys are ready. You guys will be good. Like, yeah, we got this. And we got back there, and he looked at us like, what? Really? What happened? We're like, we don't know.
So, I'm going to take it that you didn't win.
Oh, no. We lost really quickly. I would say within under 5 minutes. not a great debut.
So how long have you been wrestling now?
20 years. 20 years.
That's a long career.
Yeah.
So in that 20 years, you've had a lot of matches, a lot of great moments. If you had to pick one match that's your favorite match, what would it be?
Oh, man. Oh, that's not a fair question. Frank. Dude, really? Okay. There's obviously, there's number ones. One of my favorites is when I got to tag with Rick Steiner. That was a surprise. That was a dream come true. That was I was a kid again, really, when I tagged with him, and really, went in there and, would wrestle with those guys that I tag out, and I would just sit there like a fan and just watch. And they had to realize, I'm not a fan. I'm the U tag team partner. And you may be my hold up, wait a minute. I'm gonna get my head back in the game. But while that was one of my favorite moments, my favorite match, still to this day, I'd say it's just toss up between two. It's between the blood, sweat, and tears matchup with Damian Blade or the ladder table match with the Searcher. It's a toss between those two.
So you said blood, sweat, and tears match. Explain that match just a little bit.
That one is best 2 out of 3 falls. First fall was just a regular match, regular falls. The regular falls match. Second one was a no DQ, I believe. Yeah, no DQ match. And then I believe I may be getting this wrong, but I believe the third fall was a barbed wire bat on a pole.
Oh.
No, I had that wrong. The third fall was a barbed wire table. Second fall was a barbed wire bat, and
Gotcha.
the first fall was no.
And I've seen video of that match, and I believe, I don't know if it was part of the match or not, but I do believe a ladder was involved at some point.
Yeah, a ladder was involved, and that felt things of that ladder. That was a great match with me and Damian Blade. Except for getting hit in the nuts with the barbed wire baseball bat, that I did not like.
Yeah, it says.
I'm sure that was hilarious to see. I got to go back and watch it just for that one part.
All right, so let's speed things up to a little bit more recent events. Okay, you have been a member of PYT for quite a while. You and Playboy Double H were the WPW Tag Team Champions for over a year. Am I correct?
Yeah. Yes.
And then.
I mean, if we're going to talk about Playboy's accomplishments here, we should also say that they were, I believe, and I got to have my fact checkers double check this, but I believe they're the longest running WPW Tag Team Champions in history.
I do believe you're correct.
So, yes. I mean, let's just talk about the greatness that is Playboy Double H. I mean, he does everything great.
Everything's so great that while these two had the tag titles, he was also the WPW champion at the same time. How did that work out, Curtis, with being his tag partner and champions and him being the WPW champion?
Well, at first it was fun. It was fun. We were on top of the world. I mean, we had WPW in the palm of our hand. I mean, nobody in that company could touch us. But,
you're welcome for that, by the way.
That had nothing to do with you there, my friend. Okay, so.
Right.
All right, anyway, I'm just going to ignore him because he doesn't matter anymore. He's nobody. So we're going to go on with the story. It was fun in the beginning. But then, of course, where it was like the head where I thought it would be, Playboy turned to Playboy. It became, all right, you know what, I'm going to go take the title out of the town. Hey, Curtis, you just tagged with Virgil. Or you tagged with Reed Rain. Or you tagged with Big Bird. Or you tagged with hey, what's your daughter doing? Maybe she can come tag with you. It all became about me defending our tag team titles with him defending his world title.
So eventually that led to you guys losing those tag titles, and I believe it was Wrestle War, correct?
Yeah, it was.
Who was your tag partner that match? Was it Playboy?
Yes, I believe it was Playboy at that time.
I have to go back and check. I do believe that he had a title match that night, a last man standing match against Victor Cortez. I think if I remember the footage right, you had Damian Blade come out of the announce booth and revive the Butcher to tag with you.
Yeah. That's why I blocked it out. That was a mistake. I screwed up on that one.
Yeah, you did, buddy. You screwed the pooch on that one.
I screwed up on that one.
Why would you ask a has-been, to come out from the announce booth and defend your tag titles? What kind of an idiot? Help me understand that.
Damian Blade is not a has-been. He's a Hall of Famer. That was a pretty damn good pick by me. It backfired in my face. That's what happens. I rolled the dice and I got burned. It's fine.
But the truth of the matter is your tag partner wasn't there.
No. His tag partner was there. He had more important things to do. And you know what? He's like, Curtis, I need you to do something for the team. I need you to take care of this. Because you know what? As CEO, I wasn't going to let Playboy compete in 2 matches that night, because that last man standing match was going to be brutal. You knew that. You knew that too, Curtis Payne, and you were on board with not having him compete twice in the same night. You knew that, and you were cool with it. And I'm like, hey, what are you going to do for tag partner? Don't worry, I got this. So myself and Playboy, depended on you, that you were going to live up to your end of the deal, and you were going to have things under control.
Is that so? Well, let's just say I did not agree with him not being my tag partner that night. I did not agree with him not being my tag partner at all. Period. Let's just make that clear. All right? I needed him as my tag team partner. We wanted tag team champions together, and all of a sudden he wants to go do his own thing. That's not what a tag team does. You fight together and you stick together, and that's it.
You ever heard of the Freebird rule? That's what it was. It was the Freebird rule.
Well, it seems to me, just from what I've observed, after you lost that title, things have not been very good between you and Playboy Double H. It seems like no matter what position you get into, it was not good enough for him. He seemed to be almost deriding you every time that you two would talk. He would get the microphone and he would talk down to you and blame you for pretty much all of PYT's problems. And that seems to be, it really came to a head at Slamfest 2 weeks ago, or just about 2 weeks ago, where you wrestled Keith Smith Jr., and you lost the match. Keith Smith Jr. is a phenomenal athlete, a legacy in the business, a great professional wrestler, a great addition to the WPW roster, and he won a match.
And that mustache, for the record, is spot on. That mustache right there should win an award just on its own.
Leader of the Mustache Mafia.
So Curtis, I mean, come on, let's talk about that match. Come on, you want to talk about everyone else's shortcomings? Come on, buddy. Come on, spit it out. Let's talk about that match. Make Daddy proud. I heard, huh? Oh, see, how convenient. How convenient. We get to him where I'm going to start grilling him, and he has technical issues.
Yeah, so it looks like Curtis has frozen up a little bit. We'll see what we can do to get him back. So I'll just kind of tell people who weren't there what happened. Curtis lost that match, and Playboy really, really took it out on him. Okay, I think we have Curtis back now.
Hey.
All right, Curtis, can you address some of the things that happened with that match that with Keith Smith Jr.?
Are we back now?
Yeah, you're good.
Yes, we're back.
Yeah. All right. So we're not going to talk about what happened before the match, with Playboy saying if I didn't win, then that was it. Right? So, look, I've been taking this crap for months, and all this during this pandemic, I've been taking his crap over either a text message, a voicemail, whatever you want to call it. He would send people by through, like, Uber drivers just to drop off messages. It's a great thing. All right. So I had a lot going on in my mind going to that match. 2, Keith Smith is an accomplished wrestler, just like Shane Jones said. He's an accomplished guy. It was not going to be a cakewalk. Period. He made me tap out. Yeah, I did. He made me tap out. But if I would have had the right focus and not had Playboy in my ear, we would have been fine. But you know what? I made the right decision by the night.
Don't blame us on Playboy. You knew weeks ago. You were one of the first matches that we announced that you were going to go against Keith Smith Jr. You knew that. So you had all the time in the world to prepare for this match, but yet you still want to blame your shortcomings on Playboy.
Now, wait, hold on. In Curtis's defense here, however, literally, when a man berades you the way Playboy berated him, I can understand, because I've heard it from you personally, I can understand how that'll affect some performances, have performance issues. So you can't just blame Curtis for this. Like, that is not just on him. That is definitely on Playboy as well.
Well, I mean, if anyone does know a thing or two about performance issues, it is you. But you know what? No. A real man, a real competitor? No, that would just piss him off and make him get the job done.
So, for people who weren't at Slamfest, Playboy Double H, after that match, got in your face. He got in your face and basically, without saying so, basically fired you from PYT, or at least told you that you were relegated to carrying bags and tying shoes. And later on that night, it just seems like you had enough. It seems like you had enough, and you went crazy on PYT. You helped clear the ring and send him out of the ring, and stood side by side with Xavier Frost.
Man, I know everything happened within that night, but I think probably in my heart and I'm in my head somewhere, I probably made that decision a long time ago. This was just a straw that broke camel's back on this one. Anytime, you can't sit there and ask me. I've been in this business 20 years. I've done a lot. You're not going to sit there and say, I'm reduced to carrying bags. Who the hell are you? I'm not your bag boy. You know what? I showed that by the night by putting my fist in the mouth. And there'll be more to come. And then when we get back in the ring again, trust me, there'll be a lot more to come. Because next time I'm planning on putting them on the shelf and putting them out for good.
So at our next WPW event, it's supposed to be you and Xavier Frost taking on, I believe it's Playboy Double H and the WPW champion, Reed Rain.
The Has-Beens against PYT. That's going to be a great match. That's going to be I tell you what, because you guys don't have anything better going on, what you should just do is, either one of you can just lay down and just let PYT cover you and be done. I'd hate for one of you guys to, break a sweat or break a hip or something like that. Heaven forbid this late in your career something bad were to happen and, you would have to retire for good.
Shut up.
You know what? No, I got a question for you. SJ Jones is asking all these other questions.
All right, we're going to mute Halbert there for a minute. Curtis, as our guest, do you have something to say?
Halbert, and so everybody knows, but especially Halbert, especially Playboy himself. The only reason you have the title for that long and only reason Reed Rain has it now because I allow it. I allow it. Plain and simple. The guy in that locker room was me, and there's nobody's going to tell me different. Nobody's going to show me different. And you know what? This next coming year, this next match, starting with this match coming up, I'm going to put my foot up down their throats, guaranteed.
Hey, you know what?
All right.
And maybe S.J. Jones there won't mute me when I'm getting to the point of my question. He's asked you a million questions. I'm going to ask you a couple questions. How about that, huh? You think you can be honest with everyone here, huh? So I just want to talk about. Let's go back to your PYT days. We're going to refer to those as the best days of your career because they were. So let's see. I'm just thinking some of the people that have donned the PYT colors. You got Hawk Elliott. He's been a member of PYT. PT Beckham. He's been a member of PYT. Let's see who else. The Joker is wearing PYT colors. Abby Beck, she's wearing PYT colors. Yours truly, I've worn PYT colors. But I've just got one question for you. What's it feel like to be the biggest disappointment in PYT history? The biggest flop to ever wear the PYT colors? Huh? What's that feel? What's that really feel like when you think about it?
Biggest flop, considering that the most attention PYT has gotten at WPW was because of me. They got hot when I joined the group. In fact, They approached me, not the other way around. And what happened on that first night? We won the tag team titles because of me, not Playboy, me. And how does it feel not to be in the PYT college anymore? Thankfully, it's done. Done. And it's being done forever. Period.
Back when you were the shooter, before you actually thought about it and put yourself with a numbers game and had, surrounded yourself with greatness, you were a lone wolf on your own. And you cared what these idiot fans thought, and you did it all for the fans and all that. Are you really going to tell me that you're going to be stupid enough to go back to that?
Well,
that you don't understand the strength of numbers? Hold
on a second here. If I'm not mistaken, during one of those days, I believe it was my first night with WPW, I have a picture proof that he locked you, I believe it was in a chicken wing. And to this day, I don't know that I've heard a louder pop in WPW than him locking you in that chicken wing.
Yeah, it's another story of one of the wrestlers beating up the non-wrestling guy.
What? Look, I'm sorry. Look, what? Did I make you cry that time?
I think you did.
Hurt that much?
I think so.
Because if I made you cry, I'm sorry. When it comes to other people's pain, I laugh at it. It amuses me. So you're not going to get any sympathy from me at all.
I didn't bring it up. Our ugly head referee brought it up, not me.
That was a crowning moment, in my opinion. Like, that was the best night of my entire tenure, was watching you suffer because of this man. So just think about that every time you open your mouth, Albert. He did it once. I'm sure he can do it again.
Now, Tank. That was your shining moment, or was it when you got to elbow drop Jason Halbert in the middle of the ring?
You know, that's actually valid too. But if I'm thinking about it now that you say that and you bring that up, I definitely think my favorite thing that I've done so far goes back to last couple weeks back, where I actually got the pleasure of counting the 3 when Xavier Frost pinned him and got him fired. So exactly as it says at the bottom. So when the entire crowd started to sing to him, you know, he thinks he's special. He has this broadcaster contract. He has these other contracts. But whoever put this show together, and if it was him, he made a mistake. But whoever put this show together brought Curtis on, and I'm very happy that he showed up just to grill and make Halbert look like, you know, the failure that he is.
All right, Curtis. All bad blood between you and Jason Halbert aside, let's focus on you and PYT for just 1 second. One, is there any chance that bygones can be bygones and you can rejoin with PYT again?
I'm going to give you 2 different responses. A regular, nice guy response. That would be a no. And that would be my genuine response. Hell no. There ain't no damn way there's going to happen. There's no reconciliation at all.
Because you really think they would let you back in the group. Because Playboy Double H just commented in the chat room, Curtis will pay for what he did. You're a dead man. So, Jones, I don't know what the hell you think you're doing, even asking that stupid question.
It had to be asked. So I guess that leads me to my last question. Any parting words to Playboy before you guys meet up again?
Playboy, you got a concussion waiting for you. And Reed Rain, you better don't get too comfortable with that title around your shoulder. Don't get too comfortable.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you, Curtis Payne, for your time. If you would, could you stick around a little bit, because it's game time. We have a little bit of a game that we'd like to close the show with. This is an invention of Jason's, and so Mr. Halbert, if you'd like to explain the game and get things going, we'd love to get started.
Well, we've got a couple different options here, and I'm going to go with the more fun game here. It's count how many times Curtis Payne has sucked in a match. Oh, wait, we don't have time for that. That would take hours. But no, in all seriousness here, we're going to play, for those of you that don't know, I used to do a podcast years and years and years and years ago, and we used to play some fun games on there. Curtis, you were on there a couple of times. You had some fun on the show. I mean, Tank, you were on there.
I was.
Shane, I don't know where the hell you were. You were crawled under a rock or something. I don't know. But, you know, so we used to do some of these games, and it was, we had a friend, and we would play guess the wrestling theme, and I'd pull up some obscure wrestling theme or whatever, and he would have to guess it, you know. We're not going to quite do that tonight, but we're going to play the lullaby game. Now, I used to play this game on my podcast. Now, if you're in the St. Louis area, there's a radio show that does this. I just want to say I did it before they did. So anyway, these are...
I can vouch for this.
Yes, you played it too, and you
I
lost.
did play this.
So these are real songs. These are hits. They're hits of the you know, rock genre. So we're just going to screw around and see how many each of you guys can get. Why not? First one that knows it... go ahead and chime in, and we're going to go ahead, and I've got a huge playlist here, so give me a second, and...
Sound of Silence?
No.
Handlebars?
No.
That's a good guess.
If you're on the chat room and you know what it is, chime in. Let us know if you know.
Play along.
I'm stumped.
Nothing? All right, we're getting into it here. You might be able to pick it up here.
It's a rock song. I know that.
It is, no, that's because I said it.
Playboy says, put Curtis to sleep, because if it doesn't, PYT will.
Probably true. All right, that song was Holiday by Green Day.
Oh, that makes sense.
All right, here we go. We'll go this one here.
I know I'm awful at this.
I'll give you the band. The band is Metallica.
Nothing else matters?
No.
The Unforgiven?
Do what?
The Unforgiven?
No.
No. Whiskey in the Jar.
Yes, there you go. Good job, Kyle. Okay. Let me find another good one here.
I hurt myself today.
Johnny Cash. Or, well, I guess that's 9 Inch Nails version, probably.
No. I think that was the Johnny Cash version. Okay, here we go.
Was not a time game. We're so bad.
Do what?
Give us a band.
Blink 182.
I don't know any of their song titles.
I don't think I can name a single of their songs.
It was their song, Damn It.
Oh.
Thought you said you were playing hits.
That is one of their hits. Shut up.
Oh.
I know this song.
Black. Is it a classic rock song?
It's Rolling Stones, Paint It Black.
Paint It Black.
There you go.
I win.
Michael Willis Webb. I think you got it before we did.
He did.
He probably did.
The band is The Killers.
Oh. As soon as you said it, I knew the song, but I can't think of the name of it.
What's the band again?
The Killers.
Oh.
It's the one hit they had.
They had two. So you got a 50-50 shot of getting it.
Yeah, I don't think I ever know the name of this song. I just know I sing the lyrics wrong.
I'll give it to you if you can sing it as T. Jones. Or as
Yeah,
J.
no.
Jones.
No, none of our viewers deserve that.
No. That would be Mr. Brightside.
Ah, damn it.
yeah.
All right.
God, why am I forgetting all this all of a sudden?
I know the song, I just can't think of the name.
I can't either.
Oh my God. Curtis, I mean, you think you got it? You're gonna kick yourself.
Oh yeah, I know I am.
I am too, because I know I can hear the lyrics in my head.
Yeah.
Oh, Buddy Holly.
Yeah, there you go.
Buddy Holly.
What?
Buddy Holly by Weezer.
Song and the Mary Tyler Moore deal.
Yes.
Yep.
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 Okay. Yeah, one more for you here. Let's see. I'll let you pick. 1 or 2?
1.
1.
2 it is. Give this one a minute to get kicked in.
I know that song. Ah.
Oh, the best. Foo Fighters.
Foo
The
Fighters.
best of you.
There you go. I said you got to give that one. Got to kick in.
Yeah.
Give that one a
Yeah.
second.
All right. Is that
I'll
the last? Is that the last one?
I mean, I can pull one more if you want me to do one more. It doesn't matter.
Let's do one more.
Okay, give me a second here. Let's see here. We'll go damn it. We'll go this one.
It sounds like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and I know that ain't right.
Give this one a second to kick into.
Oh, it's loud.
I don't know this one at all.
Yeah, I don't like this one. That one was supposed to be Highway to Hell.
Nah.
I stuck with the same band. It's
This is
AC/DC.
AC. Not Thunderstruck.
No?
Somebody said "Creep" by Radiohead.
No, it's ACDC.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's not Highway to Hell. What's the name of another big one? You shook me all night long.
No? Come on. You got it, Kyle. You got it, Tank. Come on.
God, that's driving me nuts. I'm literally singing the song in my head.
I was doing that a couple songs ago.
Come on. What you got? You listed like every hit except for this one.
I know. Hell's Bells?
No, close. It was Back in Black.
Damn it!
Oh, I didn't hear that at all. All right. Well,
Now,
guys,
hold
Curtis.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
If anyone out there in watching us land has game suggestions or whatever, hey, shoot them our way. Message us on the WPW page, whatever. Give me suggestions. I will come up with some stuff. I've got some old games I'm going to pull out and stuff like that. So we may do the Lullaby games tomorrow. We may not. I don't know. Just give me suggestions.
Well, that kind of brings me into what I was going to say. I wanted to thank Curtis Payne very much for being our guest this week. All of you that joined us this week, we hope that you tune in next week. We're going to bring you another guest. Pay attention to our Facebook and Instagram feed. We'll make that announcement soon as to who we'll be having with us. Every Wednesday night at 8:30, we are going to bring to you Beyond the Curtain. I'm Shane Jones, and I'm joined by Sherman Tank and Jason Halbert.
The voice
Guys,
of WPW. Hey, before we go real quick, I just want to give a shout out to a good friend of ours who's currently, him and his wife are going through a battle with the Rona right now.
Absolutely.
My head of
Thoughts are with
security
us.
and his wife Dale Winchester and his wife Amy. I'm representing. You're in my thoughts tonight. I know that you and your wife are going to kick this thing's ass, and we're going to have both of you guys back better than ever. So
absolutely,
please, everyone, shoot them some well wishes, thoughts and prayers, all that good stuff. So Dale, I know you're watching. I got your back, buddy.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Tune in next week. Bye.
Toodles.